Hey guys, it's Haley, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing some advice specifically for Bridgewater State University students. I've had quite a few people from BSU comment on my videos, and I thought it was really cool that they found me from like my dorm tours and stuff. So I figured I would do a video specifically for BSU students, just like little things that are good to know and just advice. If you're new here, definitely click the subscribe button to stay up to date with all my college related videos. I'm going to be vlogging weekly for my junior year, which I'm really excited about. A little background, I'm going to be a junior at BSU. My freshman year I lived in Shea Durgin, which is the biggest freshman dorm on campus, and I think it holds like 700 plus students or something like that. I was on the Durgin side and I was in a triple, and I will link down below my dorm tour that I had from that year as well as like my sophomore year. So if you're from BSU and you ever want like more specific advice like based on where you're living and stuff, or questions you have, definitely just leave a comment or message me. My Instagram's Haley DeMello. I always answer my DMs, so don't be afraid to do that if you have questions about the school. So the first few things of advice I have are going to be related to names of places on campus and what you should call them. I know this sounds weird, but one of the main things is a lot of the buildings have like nicknames, I guess you could say. So for example, there is a place called Tillinghast Hall, which no one calls Tillinghast, they just call it Tilly. Some freshmen last year were calling it Tilly's, which is like new for me and I'm not feeling it, but I just call it Tilly, and that's pretty much like what everyone calls it. And that is where one of the dining halls is located. Believe it or not, it's not actually called Tilly. The dining hall is Flynn Dining Commons, but literally no one calls it Flynn Dining Commons. So if you hear that name, it's Tilly. It's in Tillinghast Hall, and it has a dining hall in there, which we just call Tilly. Also has like offices for like the English professors and history professors, I believe. Others are pretty simple. Bear's Den is another dining hall. People usually just call it Bears. And then Crimson is another dining hall, and it's also a dorm building, which I'll be living in this year. But for the dining hall, people call it Crim. I think that's pretty much it for like abbreviations and like nicknames and stuff. I'm trying to think of more, but like I think that's pretty much it. My first like actual tip is if you have class in Harrington and then you have class in Moakley, you need to be speed walking because it's literally the opposite sides of campus. If you have a class in either Harrington or Hunt, it's like way on that side of campus, and then Moakley, Hart, and Burnell are all on the other side of campus. So it's probably the longest walk on campus in between classes, and you have 15 minutes to get to your next class. You might want to speed walk. I personally just speed walk to every class just because like I hate walking at a normal pace. Other than that, like every building between campus is totally doable to get to in 15 minutes. Another tip is that freshmen who are living on the first floor of any freshman dorm can apply to be model room hosts, and you can just earn extra money. It's considered a work study, but I believe it can be non-work study as well. Basically, you get money for people looking at your room on tours. When BSU has campus tours, they need to show some freshman dorms to the groups, so they will hire certain people to be model room hosts. I actually applied for this my freshman year, but I was in a cramped triple, and I'm pretty sure they did not want to be showing that off to their prospective students, so we didn't get it. But if you have a double or a triple that's like a good size and you decorate it really cute, you can apply to be a model room host and just get some extra money. And you literally don't really have to do anything. You don't have to be in your dorm when they're doing tours. They just open the door and kind of like let people look in and stuff. My next tip is to sign up for the gym. It's free now. It used to be, I think, like $80 a semester. I'm not sure like with the pricing, but as of last year it was free. So I did sign up and I went like maybe 3 times, but this year I really want to start going more. There are certain times of the day where it gets super cramped and you'll see a bunch of people you know, or a bunch of people from like sports teams, because they all go together at the same time most of the time. But once you find like the right time for you where there's not that many people and it works with your schedule, it's all good. My next tip I mention all the time, but printing is free for residents. So if you're going to be living on campus at BSU, do not bring a printer. It is a waste of money. Definitely don't buy a printer, but don't bring your printer from home either, because printing is free. You can either get the app on your phone, or what I do is I just go on the website online. It's like wepa.com. I call it Wepa, but I think it's pronounced Wepa. You upload all your documents to the website and then you just send it, and whenever you're ready you go down to like the lobby of your dorm, and there's usually two kiosks that you just put your card in, your Connect card. All your documents will come up and you can pick which ones you want to print, and it's free for residents. Another thing that I always mention is to download the free Microsoft Office programs. They're completely free for students, whether you're a resident or commuter, so definitely download those on your computer. Next tip is to go to the involvement fair, which usually happens the first full week of classes, I believe, and basically this is the time where all clubs and organizations gather. They each have like a table and they have all the information you need to kind of learn about the club or organization and see like if you'd be interested in it. There's also usually a lot of freebies, so definitely go even if you don't plan on joining a club. Just see, maybe you'll like something or maybe you'll just get some freebies. My next tip is to go to program council events. I was actually on the program council executive board last year. I was the director of social media, and I'm gonna actually put their like social media accounts like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, Snapchat on here for you guys so you can follow or add them, because if you're a BSU student, you need to be up to date with these events. All program council events are free too because we use student fees to put on the events for you. Well, I'm not going to be in program council anymore, but I keep saying we because like I'm a part of it. I was a part of it. The only events that usually cost money, like $5 to $10, is the off-campus trips because they have to get buses and transport you there and back. They host a lot of like the large-scale events on campus as well, like Homecoming or Spirit Week. We've been changing a lot of names around, and then what was known as Springfest is now called the Big Five. So like those two big events, and as well as just like movie nights, Pinterest nights, all kinds of fun things, all free. Definitely follow them on their social media. Like I said, I did the social media last year, so you can see my old posts. My next tip is to try the chocolate chip pancakes from Bear's Den. They're amazing. Gotta get them at least once a semester. I try not to get them too much. Plus, I live like kind of on the other side of campus, so I don't want to wake up that early all the time. But I've usually been going like towards the end of the semester with my freshman year roommate, Brittany. We usually plan to get breakfast somewhere around finals week, and we always go to Bear's Den because it's just great. Another dining hall that I haven't mentioned yet, I think I've mentioned like all of them except for ECC. ECC is kind of like the least liked dining hall on campus, but I honestly don't mind it. That's where I go the most because it's closest to where I've been living. At Crimson or Crim, there's smoothies that are really good. They're $5.98 each. Well, okay. The regular smoothies I think are like $5.19, but then the like milkshake smoothies, that's what I call them because they're not even smoothies, they're like milkshakes, but they call them smoothies. Those are $5.98, and that's the ones I get the most, so they're pretty expensive. And with my meal plan, I get the silver meal plan because it's the cheapest. You get 80 meal swipes and 550 dining dollars. So if you're buying $6 milkshakes every day, it kind of adds up and it gets really expensive. But I do recommend you try them because they are pretty good. Speaking of meal plans, I recommend the silver meal plan. I think gold is just recommended for first semester freshmen, but I don't think it's required. But I know I had gold my first semester as a freshman, and then my second semester I switched it to silver. Silver was cheaper. At the time it was under $2,000 a semester. Now it's a little over $2,000, but it's still the cheapest. And like I said, it comes with 80 meal swipes plus 5 guest swipes, which you can use on yourself as well. And then 550 dining dollars. They might be changing it, I'm not sure, because they can always like change the amount of stuff that comes with it. But if anything, hopefully it would go up because like the price is going up. It's pretty easy to budget if you just like keep tabs on the amount you have left and kind of say, okay, I'm getting a little crazy. My next tip, or kind of like heads up I guess, is that there are 2 Dunkins on campus and 1 Starbucks. Actually there might be, yeah, I think there's 2 Dunkins and I know there's 1 Starbucks. The Starbucks is in the library, and there's a Dunkin in Bear's Den and a Dunkin inside of ECC. Just know they don't take gift cards, so kind of sucks. But they do take flex dollars, which flex dollars are real money that you put on your Connect card and you can just swipe your Connect card. They also work at some outside places too, like CVS. So that was some of my random tips for BSU students. I hope this was helpful. Like I said, if you have any more specific questions, just like comment, message me, DM me on Instagram. I will definitely get back to you. Be sure to subscribe and thumbs up for more college related videos. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.